Okay, we should be good. Sorry about that. No, it's what is going on with OBS? What? It literally just hold on. No, this should be good. It shouldn't happen again. Yeah, I don't know how long this is gonna run, but let's get to it before it crashes again, because I was gonna make this a long stream anyway, but here. Anyway, I just want to go over some comments, because I want to clarify things, certain things. I don't think there's any point in replying to every single person, every single thing. I think there are a lot of people that come into like the videos, and I don't think they've seen the videos in its entirety, or at least comprehend most of it. Because one of the things that I keep getting in a lot of my in a lot of these comment section is people that are repeating these same talking points that I've clearly addressed in the video, and it's kind of becoming tiring. So here, give me a second. Let me pull the screen up. So we addressed Dragon Dogma up. Second. And this should pull up here. All right. Oh, hold on. No, the screen is a little bit too small. Let me do this. Move it. Yeah, this should be good. Hold on. Let me center this. There you go. That should be better. But anyway, one of the things that people kept mentioning is that, so some are a little bit, how to put it, they're trying to throw this phrase pay to win around a lot. You know, and I mean, you have someone saying it is pay to progress, which, I mean, they're essentially the same thing. But when it comes to pay to win, right? Because I even have someone saying that basically what they're getting from the video was that I'm saying this game is pay to win and that you shouldn't play it, or that is bad. Which, I mean, no offense, but if that's what you get out of the video, I would have to assume like either you haven't seen the video, you have a comprehension issues, or like you're just being dishonest, like intellectually being dishonest, because I clearly stated what the issue was, right? So when it comes to pay to win, we don't know to what extent or how bad the pay to win is going to be, because the game hasn't been released yet, at least not in the West. There was the open beta, but during the open beta, the auction wasn't available. It's an open beta, not to mention they give out a lot of loot through the mails, which is how a lot of us were able to purchase the premium passes, as well as a lot of cosmetics as well, right? But basically, the point that I made was that with the way the game upgrade system works, and I clearly show this, and I don't know why, it's mind-boggling how, because I would have to assume, I want to assume that you've seen the video, but at the same time, you're coming off like a lot of people are coming out very intellectually being dishonest. I made it very clear with a game like this, right, which it has a vertical progression, because you have so many upgrade stimulators. You can upgrade your skills, you can upgrade your gears, and a lot of these upgrades, they use components you can get with Lucent. And if you can purchase Lucent real money, that is how pay to win exacerbates over time. And I made that very clear. Maybe it wouldn't be as bad during the launch, but it could easily get worse. That's the point that I was making. And we've seen this happen, right? So I'm not saying pay to win in any aspect is bad, which, like, I mean, every game has pay to win to some degree. Though granted, a lot of them they hide it better than others. So it won't be as noticeable. But yeah, most games they do have pay to win to some aspect. But it doesn't mean that depending on how the business model plays out, that it couldn't get worse. And Throne Liberty, knowing that it's a Korean MMORPG and the fact that the game has a vertical progression again and is focused on PvP, yes, the pay to win, you will be fool not to expect to get worse. So for people that are saying that it isn't, we haven't played the game. It hasn't been released. It was during the open beta test. The auction wasn't even available, so you wouldn't know that. But I was basically laying out why it should be a cause for concern, because it is. Like, we've seen this happen many times. So that's my point when it comes to the pay to win. But regarding the combat systems, but yeah, no, it's pay to progress. Again, it's the same thing as pay to win. There are different phrases. You could argue pay to progress, depending on the game, it might be a little bit different. But in this case, the fact that it does have vertical progression, it is, yes, it's the same thing as pay to win. But and they're saying it's unrealistic that games companies would take over and offer game support. Well, it is realistic because we've seen it happen before, right? I can give you plenty of examples. We're talking what? World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, Star Wars Republic. Again, I even mentioned this, I put in the comment section as well, but even a lot of niche MMOs that come out years ago, what do you call it? I was going to mention, so I mentioned Final Fantasy 14, but it's just even those two, World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14, right? Those games run on monthly, and then you have Guild Wars 2, which is basically a one-time purchase. Yeah, it is unrealistic. Not unrealistic. It is realistic to expect it because we've seen it done before. But oh yeah, I was gonna mention Lord of the Ring Online. Lord of the Ring Online, that game, it should have been dead. It hasn't died out yet. In fact, last time I checked, they're still putting out expansions, right? Granted, that game's pretty old. I don't know how it plays out like in modern days because I haven't really tried the game out. But I mean, they're still getting plenty of content, and that game, if I remember, is subscription based. So we're seeing games that run on a one-time purchase and monthly subscriptions, which would be preferable method of getting the game versus something that's free to play. And then you have a business model that has potentials to become even more predatory over time. But yeah, that's my point when it comes to the pay to win. And then when we go down to what were some of the things that I was going to read out. Okay, yeah, I think this is one of the comments that I keep getting. It's over and over again. Hold on. But so a lot of people, they seem to be attributing tab targeting to the success of some of these MMORPGs to their combat system, and that couldn't be further away from the truth. Now, granted, World of Warcraft, okay, it's tab targeting, it's pretty smooth. I mean, you could argue that's one of the best tab targeting from what I play. From the little that I play, I haven't played much, but I know that game, it's pretty polished, right? I mean, the game came out like over 2 decades ago at this point. So, yeah, the game is pretty well rounded. But where that game is, again, it came out decades ago. Secondly, you have, I would assume the other game that he's mentioning is Final Fantasy 14. Again, Final Fantasy 14 and World of Warcraft. Why do you think those games are successful? I can tell you, it's not because their combat system would not be one of these centerpiece that you could attribute to the success of both those games. It's just not it right now. Buzzcut Psycho, I want to believe that you're somewhat of an intelligent person, so I'll let you figure out why those games are successful. But I can tell you, it's not because of the tab targeting. I can assure that 100%. And then, and of course, you have, again, I don't know why or how I keep getting these comments, I feel like I seen these comments in my tap tarting videos. I keep getting these people that are, I don't know, like caping for tap tarting so much. And it's, I don't know what is going on, but I'm pretty sure someone else said the same thing. So I don't know if this is like the same person, or I don't know, they just want to spam this, but I literally, I seen this message like 5 times from my previous videos, so it might be a different person, but I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, no, tap tarting, if you like tap tarting, there's plenty of MMOs to play tap tarting. I just don't know why you want to gatekeep the MMO space just for tap tarting. So, and I laid out my problems with tap tarting. The combat in open beta was like 6 out, not bad, not great. Well, this isn't about what is bad or what is great, right? This is about what's outdated, what we've seen, and how it can be done better. No one's saying it's like, so yes, it is bad because of how outdated the mechanic is, but it's more than that. We've seen it done better. And that's why I keep saying, like, a lot of people are setting their expectations so low that they're looking at something, a game with this kind of graphic and technology, which is quite impressive, but they're letting that cloud their judgment, right? They're letting the combat, they're giving the combats a lot of lenience because of a lot of other things that the game did right. So, but in long term of things, I don't think you ever want to compromise the combat for anything. You get battle pass and leveling pass by farming loot. You have 2 ways of farming loot from what they told us, right? You can sell items, which, like I said, is going to be easier said than done, right? I don't know if you ever try selling an item in any MMORPG. It's not easy, right? Depending on how good the game economy is, that's not going to be easy. Most players aren't going to be making banks from farming or not from selling items on auctions. It's not going to happen. And then the other way was PvP, which again, most new players aren't going to be playing PvP. Despite the fact that this game emphasizes PvP a lot, the reality is most people, like most players, aren't going to be engaging PvP, at least not when the game's launch. That's just that's just fact of the matter. Like if you look at, again, any game, even what do you call it? I was going to pull up. Even if you look at games like World of Warcraft, right? Most new players, or even Guild Wars 2, I think Guild Wars 2 is a better example. Most new players aren't going to be engaging competitive PvP, right? No, most of them, they would be playing like solo contents, like the main quests, which was what I was doing. So to limit the way you can gain loot into just playing PvP or selling items on the auction, those 2 options aren't going to be like readily available for new players. It's just not realistic. That's why I said the pay to win could get easily worse. So I don't know like what, and again, you have a limited amount of loot to begin with. So you're going to have to make a choice between whether you're going to spend it on the battle pass or you want to buy items on the auction house. That you also have to keep in mind. So I don't really know like if it's trying to like dispute like what I'm saying, but I literally explained in the video why this business model could exacerbate. You don't use Unreal Engine 5, they use. I double checked this. Apparently, it seems like I can't find like the official statement from like NCSoft at all as to what engine they use. Some are saying it's Unreal Engine 4, others are saying Unreal Engine 5. It might be an Unreal Engine 4 based on like the crash reports. I'm not 100% sure. I might have made an error on that. I was gonna put a note in the video, but it was already uploaded, so I could be wrong on that. But it really doesn't change anything else because I was just putting that out because the game is still running on server. What was it? Allocations, and it is using like an updated technology still, so it really doesn't change much. You are a hater about tap targeting and using tap target where you can use action. No, it's not useless. Yeah, I think I read this. I'm not sure, but you don't need to use basic attack when you don't have target. Like, why would you do that? Again, I don't know if you've seen the video of Phoenix, but I try to make it as simple as possible. No offense, buddy, but I would. That's why I keep telling people to rewatch the video, because the whole point of free casting, right? Being able to use your tags even without a target, right? It's the range. It's the range in which the amount of range you have available to use your skill. So if I can free cast, or even if I don't have a target, right? The whole point of free casting is so that you can use it as an AoE, right? If you have two enemies in front of you, right? A free cast is going to allow me to hit those two enemies instead of just one, right? Which is what tap targeting is doing. It allows you to just target one opponent, and then you can only hit one opponent with a weapon like Greatsword, right? Which is a large weapon. That's the point of a free cast, right? And again, it also allows you to, it comes into play when you're actually dueling other players. I don't know if you ever play PvP, but even PvP, being able to free cast is really important, because you can trick your opponent into thinking you're about to make a move, like you're about to make an attack. That's the point of a free cast, right? Because if I can just use my skill however I want, I can trick my opponents into thinking I'm about to use this skill. And then at the moment that he wants to make his, his counter response, I can just cancel my skill, right? That's the advantage in having control over when you can use your tag and when you can't. That's the whole, I explained that. That's the, like, free casting. It also allows you to, again, when you have multiple mobs, especially in an open world game like this, right? That's going to come into play, like, it's going to affect the way you play the game by a large margin. So free casting, it's being able to use your skill without even your opponents, or without even having a target. Yes, that is very important. It plays a huge role in the actual combat system. So, and you kind of forget it's free to play. The business model is free to play, so you don't really destroy free to play. Well, free to play has nothing to do with how the business model is laid out, right? Because if I were to give you an example, what other example do I have? Guild Wars 2, no, there are a lot of free games. No, Guild Wars 2 is free to play. Star Wars Republic is free to play. A lot of these games are free to play, right? But if you want to access the full game, you can either do a one-time purchase or a monthly pass, versus what game, not Game of Thrones, goddammit, Throne Liberty, versus what Throne Liberty is doing, which is essentially allowing you to, because again, it has a vertical progression, is allowing you to accumulate lucent, right? Which is the currency you can use in the auctions with real money, instead of having like a one-time purchase or a monthly subscription where you get the full benefits of everything in the game. It allows you to like accumulate lucents over time that, again, depending on how the game economy plays out or how the business model evolves, yes, that can become very predatory. That's how a lot of pay-to-win games die out. So that's the point I'm making. But again, I explained this in the video. I don't know. I don't understand like how some of these comments. These are the same comments that I keep getting from even my. I made a video. What was it about tap targeting a while back? These are the same like rehash arguments. I address these issues in the video, but for whatever reason, they want to. And again, I do want to reply to people, but I can't be replying to every single person, especially not if they're, you know, they're using the same rehash arguments over and over again. There's no point in it, because at that point, I feel like I'm talking to a child, right? And I believe a lot of these people are grown adults. So, I mean, I would want to assume, like, I want to think you're somewhat of an intelligent person, so I don't want to, like, demean anyone, but all of this is in the video, and I'm being pretty patient as well. I could have, you know, I could have very well used insults, but I haven't really done it. So, But yeah, I think we're done with this video. I mean, these comments. Actually, with that being said, what I want to move on to is, give me a second. I was gonna upload, just make a video of this as well, but I just, you know what? I probably just do a live, or make a live stream out of it. It will be quicker instead of having to like actually edit every single thing. Give me a second. But what the other thing I want to touch on, and it might get a little bit, this actually kind of baffles me. Give me a second. I'm trying to pull up a screen. Where is it? And I still haven't gotten respond, but basically I did. So it was about Dragon Dogma save system, right? Okay, I think it's this person. I even told them like, actually, let me put it in the comment section as well. Give me a second. Hold on, no, you can't see this. Let me move the screen right there. Put it up. Because it's a short video. Hold on. I don't know how I can pull up the comment exactly, but I think this should do it. There. Give me a second. So now if I were to, hold on. I even told them, because what I was going to start doing is, hold on, give me a second. Let me make sure. I hope the stream is still, yeah, it's not freezing. I'm just double checking, make sure that stream isn't freezing. Because, I mean, if I'm talking, the stream is freezing, yeah, that would not be good. But anyway, this is another one I want to get into. It's about Dragon Dogma, and I give them option, like, listen, if you want to drop in during live, because what I'm going to start doing is, I'm going to start giving people the option to like, hey, if you really, not every single subject or topic, but certain things where if someone is like really adamant, I'm going to give them an option to like actually come on live to see if you can actually hold your own argument in a debate. Because I feel like people feel really comfortable like just typing and then, being a keyboard warrior on the internet. But let's see if you can actually hold your own ground in an actual debate. Because this guy, Living Dead Boy, so it was about me sort of laying out my issue with what was it, Dragon Dogma, Dark Arisen save system, right? So basically the issue is that your manual save gets overwritten. And then I also put out in the end that another issue, which was one of the reasons why I put out a poll to whether or not I should quit Dragon Dogma, was because the game, certain cutscenes also overrides your manual save to the point, and without giving you a warning, by the way. So give me a second. Actually, if I can just, because I'm going to put this live stream out anyway, so if in case anyone wants to like see the context of it, let me just pull up the video. Give me a second. But I was just gonna sort of elaborate on what being objective is, because that's unfortunately one of the issues that I keep getting from a lot of people. people keep putting out their opinions and, you know, how they feel. Listen, I don't, it's not about like what, yeah, it's in everything is, you know, at the end of the day, your opinion, but certain opinions are, you know, they're stronger because of the fact that they're backed up by certain supporting evidence, right? That's called being objective, because it's not just out of your pure personal opinion. It's based on something you observe, and then you look at the repercussion of that event. So give me a second. I'm pretty sure I recorded that video. Hold on, I'm gonna mute for a second in case the footage is too loud. Where is it? Okay. If I can just pull it up. Actually, wait, no, I don't have to do this. No, I have the, yeah, I have the live streams on the channel, right? Yes, okay. Oh, that was useless. Hold on. Yeah, I have the live stream on the channel. My God, I'm stupid. Here, yeah, let me just do that instead. I was gonna pull up what I recorded, but I have the freaking video, the live stream here. So here, if I can just copy this. But yeah, so if we look at this, let me fast forward. So to give some context, right? No, this is, I think it was right here. All right, so basically the issue was that this is another issue of the save system that is just unacceptable, right? So basically, God damn it. Let me fast forward. So I defeated that. No, God, that's before that. Okay, so I defeated this guy. What is this? 123. All right. So I defeated this guy, right? I'm assuming it's probably a fighter, enemy class. So I defeated him. Now, I pretty much used up everything. Well, not on him, but like everything that led up to this, right? I used up all of my potions, my consumables, all of that I used up. I have nothing at this point, right? I was just, I mean, I could have used magic. I could have, like, you know, obviously make things easier, but I wanted to, you know, give myself a bit more challenge. So I basically just fought him like, you know, as fair as you can possibly get, without using any sort of add-ons. Give me a sec. So I defeated him. Now, no, this is way too fast for. So afterward, what I was gonna do, so you can see I don't have anything at this point. I don't have any health. I don't have any potions. I have nothing to heal me, right? At this point, I'm effed. If I were to face against, if I were to go up against anything, it doesn't matter, like, it doesn't have to be boss. I'm doomed because I have nothing. My health is like, I think this is even like less than 10%. We have nothing at this point, okay? Nothing. Not a single damn thing. Actually, with the exception of the wake stone, which I was gonna save that when I really need it. But it was sort of, how do I put it? And actually, even with this, with the wake stone, I don't know if that would have really changed much for me. But moving on, I defeated him, so I have nothing right now. This place has a lot of these gates, right? And a lot of these gates leads to a certain, you know, what was it? Destructible environments, right? You got boxes and certain like potions that are just laying around the corners, right? Like the one I'm literally just looking at right now. This doesn't I'm pretty sure this doesn't heal you in any way, but basically I'm going around room to room looking for any potions, any sort of consumables that I can maybe pick up, you know, to heal myself. So I defeated him. I was gonna open this, well, not this one. So I save right before this, okay? So, and I opened this, not this one, which one? So this one is locked. Okay, I opened this door. Boom, the cutscene appear. Guess what happens? The game overrides my manual save. So at this point, right, I can't go back here. I can even show you. So I said, like, listen, I'm not ready. I can't go up against these guys because I have nothing, right? My health is gone. It's like 5%. I have nothing to heal me. That's why I said, listen, I have to restart this. I saved right before this, right? Can't do anything because guess what happens? The game overrides my manual save. So when I restart this, it takes me back when I enter this specific phase, which I'm assuming is part of the main story. So I'm stuck here, right? I have nothing. My health is like 5%. The game overrides my save, my manual save, right? The one I literally just made before this. And what's worse, I can't exit this place. It locks you in. The game doesn't give you any warning that it's going to override or you're going to enter a certain like boss phase. It just overrides everything. And it won't let me exit this place either. I literally opened this gate prior to entering this, like, what was it, this top of, I'm assuming, the castle. I literally opened this gate. Why is it closed, right? There was nothing holding this thing, locked in place. But I opened it. But now, when suddenly this whole part plays out, it wants to lock me in. I even tried jumping. Hold on, what was it? If you fast forward, I even tried jumping right from this rooftop. No, not this one. Hold on, but it's someone right here. No, I try everything. Like, I literally, you can't exit this place. You can't jump off. You can't go back to your previous what was it? Because what I was gonna do was that if I could at least go back prior to entering this phase, I was gonna go all the way back outside of this castle and then purchase some potions from the nearby vendor. I know there was a merchant right before you enter this whole what do you call it? The Great Wall, something, right? So before this whole siege. So I was gonna go back to him, but there's no way to go back, right? It overrides your save, and then it locks you in this place. So now I'm stuck, right? That is the context behind another issue of the save system that I talked about, because this is unacceptable, right? Why would this story phase override my manual save, right? It makes no sense, especially when they're so like close to one another. Give me a second. But let me see if I can find that part. Well, actually, no. I think so. If you want to make the argument that it makes sense that the main story overrides your manual save, okay, fine. I can give you that if the game didn't lock me in place. But there's no way to get out of this, right? You're trapped in here. There's no way to get out, to go back to the merchant, to exit this place. Nothing. You can't open the gate. It's locked. You can't jump off. So I can't even give that what was it, lenience, because again, the game doesn't give me any other options, right? It overrides my save and it traps me in here with 5% HP without giving me a warning that I'm about to enter a boss phase, right? So that's the main issue that I had. That was what was leading up to me, like just wanting to quit this game because, and actually I think I've been pretty patient with trying Dogma, right? Like from what I heard, a lot of people, I even had someone came in, they said they tried drawing Dogma, but they quit like before even getting halfway through point. So I think I've been pretty patient. Like I know for a fact now, I will say I defeated all of this, okay? I defeated today. No, not today. Wait, it was yesterday. When I saw the poll, I don't know if it was because I'm really good or, but basically I'll show that clip later. But I defeated this whole phase. So, but the point that I'm trying to make is that this type of system, this type of save design, right? It's really scuffed, right? I can see why a lot of people would want to quit this game. On top of the game having a really, what do you call it, ambiguous like questing and story like narrative, right? Because I even mentioned the questing in the game, it literally doesn't tell you anything, right? It's basically, it's one of the most bland. It doesn't really have a lot of coherent dialogues or direction involved. So you have a really just like it comes off like unfinished, right? All of this all of this might have come like sound good in concept, but it comes off like, I don't know, they wrote something on a paper, like you have an idea about how a game is, you write on a paper, it sounds great, but it needs to, like, the little nitty details need to be fleshed out, right? That's what Drawing Dogma comes off to me. That's a lot of great concepts, but it's like the combat system went through pre-productions, production, post-productions, all the way to the launch, but then everything else, it stops progressing after the pre-production. That's what it comes off to me. So it's not unreasonable, right, for me to rant out about this. If anything, I think I've been pretty patient, because I seen other videos about Drawing Dogma, I seen reviews, and trust me when I say this, I'm actually nice compared to these people. There are people literally calling this game like garbage pit trash. Like, they're like, again, most people, I don't think they even get to like 50% of this game. All right. And the only people like that are like completely, completed this game like many times are people that are, if I'm being honest, it seems like they play this game during the launch and they spend like hundreds of hours just to even finish this game, which there's no reason why you would have to spend hundreds of hours to even finish a game. Like, that's, at that point, it's depending on how the game is. Again, this Drawing Dogma isn't one of them, but that would be a waste of time. So that is the context behind this, what do you call it? This video. What was the comments? But yeah, and that's basically, yeah, that's sort of give you a backstory about why I was like becoming really, I'm gonna put it, I was losing my patience with Drawing Dogma. That's sort of just to give you, backstory. But anyway, you have this guy, right, Living Dead Boy, and no offense to Living Dead Boy, right? But I even listen, like, I don't think he's responded to me, right? But yeah, no, I told him, like, listen, like, buddy, if you're so confident this is a good systems, like, I have the phone line, right, ready to give out. Like, I'm more than willing to debate this online, because I'm starting to get sick and tired of people just saying things for the sake of saying them without actually backing up their arguments. Because he's saying resting in now, which, by the way, he edited this. This was not the original comment. Wait a second. Because frankly, his original comment, it had like garbage grammar. No offense. And I'm not someone who nitpicks someone when it comes to like grammar, but his writing was like I didn't mention it. I think I sort of got the idea of like what he was saying, but his writing was like, it was terrible. So he edited this. He must have used, I don't know, he must have had someone grammar check him or something. I don't know, but regardless, this is not what he said originally, so he edited this. But he was saying the int is your manual for most purposes. Your save is more for leaving comment. I mentioned this in the game, right? And I even put this like in his reply. Listen, the int house is far and in between most of your progress, right? But you don't, most of the time, like most of your progress in the game is outside of the city or village, right? You only ever go to a city or village to, get a quest, right? Upgrade your skills. And the whole point of resting in in-house is to let the day and night cycle pass, right? Because the game does have like it emphasizes that system. So in certain quests, you do need to complete them. They're only doable during certain time of the day or night. So that's the whole point of an in-house, right? And the way it's designed, it's not supposed to be a reliable save system, because I literally just mentioned, again, it's far and in between most of your progress, right? Once you venture out of that city or village, right? Let's say you rest in a Grand Soren, right? You go out. We're looking at, I spent like what, hours just exploring the world, 2 hours, 3 hours, right? Fighting who knows what, goblins, cyclops. I make all that progress. And what you're telling me is I can just simply go back to my last in save, losing hours of progress. Like, listen, I don't know who in Capcom has their foot all the way up your ass, Living Dead Boy, but no offense, but you need to get that foot out of your ass, because this is just like, it comes off like, I don't know if they're being intellectually being dishonest, and I probably now he might be trolling. I want to say he's trolling, but at the same time, this sort of comments, I've seen it before, but I don't know. It always like, it hurts my brain just reading some of these, because I literally clarify why that's the in-house isn't like even reliable, not at all. And I mentioned this at the end of the video as well. I put a note there. That's even if you have, I don't know, for whatever reason, you don't mind redoing hours of progress lost, right? I just literally I put a text at the end of the video, another issue that stemmed from the save system, which is literally what I just showed you, which is when the story overrides your manual save and it locks you in certain places. But then again, I don't know who in what world would ever argue that losing hours of progress, it's in any way acceptable. And then this is another thing that I want to go on, by the way, right? Because a lot of people, they really just want to say agree to disagree, right? I found no issue. Listen, when it comes to being objective, right? Everyone can have an opinion. You can have an opinion, I can have an opinion. But in a real discussion, which is why I told you to go back to school, because it doesn't seem like you've ever been to school, but in a real discussion, you have to back up your opinion. I told you my issues. So when it comes to being objective, right, there are certain factors you have to take into consideration. You have to look at what you can observe, and then the repercussion of the events that you just observed. So in the context of Dragon Dogma, right, I observe how the save system works. That, right, that's an undeniable proof, right? Something that we can both observe how the save system works, right? We both know how it works, right? So that's one thing out of the way. Second, I look at the way it impacts the gameplay, meaning that you can potentially lose hours of progress, right? Depending on like in what circumstance you are and how the games choose to override your save system, right? You can lose hours of progress. You can get in a situation like what I just did, where the story locks me in that the castle roof with a boss, like essentially 2 bosses, where I had nothing left and it wouldn't let me exit that place. So you could also end up in a predicament like that. So I observe how the save system work, and then I look at how it impacts my my gameplay experience, right? Those 2 things, right? Those 2 supporting evidence backed up my argument. Now, you want to disagree. Okay, then where's your case, right? You saying you have no issue, that's not an actual supporting detail, right? You actually have to give me something. Why don't you have an issue with this? I told you why I had an issue with the save system. Now you have to tell me why you don't have you found no issue with this, right? Because you just saying that there's no issue with the save system, right? Like that in itself, that statement in itself has no ground, because you're not telling me like exactly why you found no issue with the save system, because you're not telling me what you observed, nor do you have any supporting evidence to back this up, right? In my hundreds of hours of playing Original Dogma, nor do I have issues. You keep just saying you had no issue with this, right? But I explained to you where my issue stems from. Now, can you explain to me why there is no issue with this? You have to make that stance, right? You have to elaborate on that. Otherwise, your opinion, it wouldn't last a second in a real discussion because it's not backed up by anything. I told you, like based on my experience, what I observe, and I see how it impacts the gameplay, and not just my gameplay, but the game is like overall. And I know a lot of people had issue with the save system as well. It's not like, it's pretty like almost ununanimous at this point. The game almost fell unfinished. So you just saying you have no issue with this, like agree, disagree, that has no ground whatsoever. Like Living Dead Boy, I sorry about it, but you gotta go back to, I don't know, like some sort of logistic discussions, writing class. You have to go back to school, buddy. Like, because this sort of, you wouldn't be able to get in a debate with a premise like this. Just be passive. It's not music, get too confused. Again, this is going back to him saying we have an opinion, right? Yes, you and I have an opinion. The difference is I backed up my opinion. I told you why I have an issue with this system. I told you the specific events and the details that transpire that led up to me taking this stance. Now, you haven't given me anything. You're just saying you have an opinion. It holds no, like, it doesn't have any strength to it because you're just saying things for the sake of saying them. And then you have Origin. You have this guy as well. He comes in saying, you can save normally. What are you on about? Origin. I'm gonna assume, like, I don't know if you've seen the video, or I don't know if you've seen the notes I left at the end of the video, or even read the comments. Origin, ZZ, I'm gonna have to assume like you're mentally disabled, and if you are, like, no offense, I don't want to get into discussion with someone who's mentally disabled, and because that would just make me look like an asshole. You know, I know, like, mental disability, that's a psychological condition, so I'm not gonna try to make fun of you or anything like that. So, but it seems to me like you coming in here and then asking me what is going on that you can save normally, that comes off to me like someone who's late to class by an hour and then sprouting like what the topic of the day is. Like you got to do better than that, buddy. I don't know what you want me to make out of this. I don't have played both games 100 times. But yeah, I don't like, it's like they both said they're playing the game both at least 100 times. 100 times. You might want to, oh yeah, this is not the other way. Are these two the same people? Because I mean, we have some, someone said, you might want to, these bots are trying to come at you to account same person. I don't know anything about these, like, no, I don't think I've ever seen them, but if they're the same people, I think that's pretty unhinged. I don't know if it's true, but not that it matters, because I give them up, like, you're more than, even if it's one or two people, again, you're more than welcome to come during a live stream, which I know they won't, because one thing I also realize when it comes to the internet is that a lot of people, they like to type, but they're never gonna get an actual discussion with two backed up their argument. Most people they just wanna type just because they can type, but they're never gonna get in an actual what do you call it, dispute with you. So it doesn't matter if they're bots or not. But yeah, no, I think this it goes even more than what just drawing Dogma is that a lot of people, I keep saying this as well, like, I don't speak out of pure personal opinion, right? Like, a lot of things I say in the videos, they're backed up by something. I don't just say things because I feel that way. No, there are reasons for that, right? I specifically stated like why I think something is, is in a certain way, or why I think this way, there's some type of supporting detail and evidence behind it. You just saying you have an opinion or you disagree, but without actually giving me like actual observable facts, like it could be based on your experience, it doesn't matter, but you have to give me something, because if you're not backing up your argument in any way, then again, that's not gonna, it won't last a second in a real discussion. So, but yeah, you're making mountain out of, I don't again, origins, no offense buddy, but I'm not gonna talk to someone who's mentally disabled. I would assume you are, because just based on your comments, it's because I don't know how I could make my issues even more clear than I already have. So, and I don't want to make fun of someone who's mentally disabled. So origin, you do you, but I mean, you're more than welcome to tell me that I'm wrong and actually get in debate. But I know you won't. None of them won't. They won't do that. It's nope. Most of them won't ever get in an actual debate. But anyway, I think that should pretty much sum up what I wanted to say. I mean, it doesn't, I don't really care if they're bots. It doesn't matter. I don't know how like it would affect. Yeah, I never blocked or banned anyone before, but depending on how much, like if they keep spamming, I mean, at that point, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something, but it doesn't really matter. I give them option to call in, and if not, then well, it's the like your whole argument. It doesn't have any actual ground to it, so it's essentially irrelevant to me. But I think that should pretty much sum up. Comment. Hold on, let me see if I can pull anything else up. Give me a second. Let me see. I think that's about it. I'm trying to look at what else that I want to look at. But yeah, no, I'll probably show the clip tomorrow. I don't think it would be fitting. This is more of a reading comments. I don't think it would be very fitting to show it on the stream. So, but yeah, I think that should be it. Hold on, let me double check something. Wow. Okay. Okay. Good night. Origin. Look. Okay. So, wow. What a good timing. Hold on. So apparently, we have someone that responded. Origin, are you here, buddy? No. Origin, no. You're more than. Hold on. Give me a second. Origin, you're more than welcome to call in. Like, listen, like, buddy, I'm not gonna try to like, put you on blast. Like, yeah, I think he literally just replied like 5 minutes ago. Good night then, mate. So you don't want to call in. I thought so. But no, listen, Origin, if you're watching this, right? Call in. It's out here. Let me actually, give me a second. I'm gonna put my number. Origin, listen, buddy, if you're here, then hey, feel free to call in. I know you said, good night, but don't worry, I'm not gonna put you on blast. I know I said you're mentally disabled, but don't worry. I'm just saying that just based on your comments, which, let's be honest, I think even you can admit that was pretty ignorant to say. But it doesn't matter. You're more than welcome to we can have a civil discussion. If you're really confident you can back up your argument, more than welcome. Here, I'll put the... No, feel free to call in, Origin. I'm not a pulling on blast. No, well, don't worry. I'll be nice. Ooh, I think he literally, I was about to end the stream, but he replied like 5 minutes ago. So let's see if he actually calls. I'll check the line, see if he does. Yeah, no, Origin. No, don't worry about it. Forget everything I said. Well, we can have a very civil discussions. Because if you're running, I don't know if it's true, but if you're running 2 accounts and spamming on the video, I think you would have some kind of ground to stand on. But yeah, feel free to call in. I'm refreshing. Nope, nothing is appearing. I don't think he's gonna call. I mean, you did say, but I did say good night, Origin. That means if you're using multiple accounts to like spam my videos, I may have to. I haven't banned anyone ever because I don't really. I never thought I would ever come across a situation where I would have to do that unless someone is like blatantly racist, right? They're saying like racial slurs. In that case, I mean, I would probably have to, kick you out. But other than that, I mean, you can, I mean, like, I'm pretty, I really don't care what anyone says. Like, you can say whatever you want. So I don't typically ban anyone. But if you're like having multiple accounts, and actually, I don't think this is the first time. I had someone, I'm not going to name them. You know who you are if you ever watched this, but I know someone else who's also freaking using bots to come on this channel. But yeah, no, if this is like becoming prevalent, I may have to like ban this. But yeah, I'm refreshing the phone line and nothing's popping up. Nope. Origin. Listen, buddy, like I said, forget what I said. If you were watching the stream, forget everything I said. We can have a civil discussion. I mean, if you're using 2 accounts, if it is true, if that is true, I would think you would be enthusiastic about, having the chance to actually stand on your, what was it? To actually back up your argument. Hold on, wait. The stream is running well. Sorry, give me a second. Let me double check. I just want to make sure OBS doesn't crash again. Yeah, I think we should be fine. Yeah, no, sorry. I had a notification popped up. I thought OBS might have crashed again. That would not be good. So I think we should be fine. But I'm refreshing. Nothing's popping up. No, yeah, don't worry. It's don't let what I said give you the wrong impression. If someone calls in, we can have a civil discussion. But like what I'm getting like sick and tired of is like people just rambling on without backing up their stance, and then when it comes to actually getting in an actual live discussions, they want to back down. I mean, if you can like type all of this in the comments, surely you can you can say all of this during an actual live stream. I don't see why not. Yeah, this is. I mean, we had a whole discussion on the comment section. Yeah, no. If anyone who ever came on the stream, they can tell you, like, don't let anything I said fool you. My patience is pretty high. I would never like make fun of or get in like a, what do you call it? What's the term I'm looking for? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna put you on the spotlight or anything like that. We're both gonna be on the live stream. We can have a really civil debate. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to get crazy. No, I'm refreshing the page. It's not working. Actually, I'll be right back. If he calls, I'll answer it. If not, I mean, it is what it is. But I will be right back. Give me a second. Nope, I'm not seeing anything. All right, I think that should. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna call it. I think that should be it for the stream. Yeah, I think we went on long enough. Hold on, let me close these. Anyway, I think with that being said, yeah, that should be it for the stream. It wasn't gonna be. Well, anyway, I was gonna say that maybe no, I'm not. No, sorry, I was thinking of like whether I should like start dragging Dogma, but it's a little bit too. It wouldn't, even if I start playing Dragon Dogma, we wouldn't have that much time, so there's no point in it. I was thinking of just starting up like a few minutes ago, but it's a little bit too, no. Best to just leave that for tomorrow, and then I'll start earlier because I wouldn't be able to go very long at this point anyway, so there's no point. Anyway, when I was like thinking of dropping Dragon Dogma, and I thought I was gonna drop Dragon Dogma, when I looked at the poll, initially it was majority saying drop, even though I think there was only like 3 people voting, so there wasn't a lot of people voting anyway, but it doesn't matter. Even if one person said to like drop it, I would have done it. So it's but I was thinking of like which franchise or games that I should move to next, and so it's, I don't know if I really have plans for that yet. There are a lot of, like I mentioned, I mean, if you've been around the channels, there are a lot of games that I've yet to try out, especially single player. So I'm sort of stuck between, I was playing Continent of the Nine off stream for a little bit just because I wanted to see how the combat plays out in that game, and I had my fair share of fun in that game. That game's pretty straightforward, you know. It's a very instance. The action, the combat system is pretty good. It's all right for an action combat. I mean, it is still better than a lot of tap targeting, just because it is action combat. Still, it's a pretty old game. It is highly pay to win, though. I could see that. I was checking out the game, and there are a lot of things that I could see where you could gain advantage by just spending real money. So, but I just wanted to see how the combat plays out, and I had enough, you know, I had my fair share of fun in that game. So we're done with the Continent of the Nine. That was off stream. It's already uninstalled it, so that's out of the way. But I was thinking I was gonna get around to like whether or not I should like maybe move to MMORPG again, because I mean, well, the last like actual major MMO that I played was, not including Throne Liberty, that was open beta, but it was Star Wars: The Old Republic. We quit that, and then, but then yeah, after that we went to the open beta, Throne Liberty, and I tried a little bit of Continent of the Nine. I was gonna see whether or not I should, you know, move to ESO, you know, which is Elder Scrolls Online, or maybe Black Desert Online. But I don't know. I have to. No, I'm thinking of that right now, but I can't really wrap my head around whether I should move to a multiplayer or just stick to my single player format. I'll have to see. Well, we will see how that plays out. I haven't come to a resolution yet, so I'm still thinking about it. I don't think I have enough people to put out a poll for the next game. So it's I was gonna put out a poll initially, but I don't think we have enough people that play enough games. At least wide variety of games to have a poll, because when I was thinking of putting a poll out, I was gonna put out like a huge list. Initially, I was thinking of like maybe 5 games. Initially, I was gonna put 2 polls. The first poll is gonna include at least 5 games, and these were games that are gonna be from like across like a bunch of franchises. Now, one of them was The Witcher. I have the entire Witcher trilogy, and I bought it like a while back ago. It was on sale. Actually, I bought it last year, so it was on sale. It was pretty cheap. I have the whole trilogy, but I haven't really played anything yet. Another one I was gonna put on the poll was Mass Effect. I was thinking of there are a lot of, I have a bunch of old Bioware games as well. Mass Effect was another one, and then someone mentioned what was it? Someone mentioned Neverwinter, but I looked at Neverwinter, and that's another topic that I'm gonna get in as well. It's when people recommend me a game, like I can't. It's tough for me to like tell if you're recommending me something out of nostalgia, or if it's actually good, because that's the one thing I'm really contemplating right now. Because if you're recommending me a game just because of you having a cherished memories of playing that game when you were back in the days, or when you had what was it? I know certain people, they were going through like difficult times in their life, and certain games helped them actually deal and confront those issues. But and a lot of that, it all comes down, I think, to your personal experience. And what you have to understand is like your experience of that game in that particular moment is not gonna equate it. Like, I'm not gonna have that same experience as you. So when it comes to people recommending game, I really have to ask if it's actually a good game, or if you just have a good memory of it, right? If you have like nostalgia, which again is another topic that I was gonna get into later on. But because if you're just if you're just nostalgic about game, and you have a good memories of it, but like if you actually look at the game from an objective standpoint, can you actually tell me the game is good? Because I have a good example as well. And I don't know if this is really the good live stream to be even talking about this, but one of the great example is Adventure Quest World. And I made a video a while back ago, a video talking about that game. And I said, like, listen, I had a good memory. Like, it was a browser game. For context, by the way, Adventure Quest World, or AQW, is a browser game. It's a really old game. Like, you wouldn't even know the game existed unless you were one of those people that, saw like an advertisement. It was all over the place. But I played it back in the day when I had, we had a share family PC. It was really bad, but it could run a browser game, and that was one of the games I played. And I had a good memory of it. I had a lot of fun memories of that game. Now, would I recommend that game? Hell no. No, it's objectively speaking, that game, it wouldn't hold up today. It doesn't matter what aspect, what category we're speaking in terms of. That game, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, right? Even though I had a good memory of it, right? There's a lot about that game that I feel nostalgic about. But I can also step aside from my personal experience and then look at it from an outside experience, actually analyze it from an objective standpoint. I can tell you there's literally nothing the game can offer you in today's world. Nothing. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you could be a kid, you could be an elderly. That game, I wouldn't recommend to anyone. Now, you're more than welcome to try it out, but I wouldn't say that game is a really good or fun game. So I think that's a great example I can give out, right? And I'm not going to recommend it out of my pure personal nostalgic feelings or experience. So that's why it's when people recommend a game, I don't want them to lead me towards that that route. Because what's gonna happen? More than likely, what will happen if the game isn't good is just I'll just end up wanting to drop it. And my patience is pretty high as well. So even if I didn't drop it, I mean it would be I wouldn't want someone recommending me a game just because of nostalgia. Oh, but yeah, hold on. I don't think he called her all. Nope. Yep, I'm checking and he is not called. All right, I guess that's that. But anyway, I think that should be it for the stream. It wasn't gonna go long at all anyway. So, with that being said, anyone still watching, I appreciate you guys dropping by. I'll probably leave the live stream. I was gonna make a video, but live stream would be easier. So, but yeah. With that being said, I hope you guys have a good day or night wherever you live, and I will catch you tomorrow. We should be back on normal schedule. So, but yeah, and hopefully I will have my voice by then because I lost my voice talking a little bit too much today, even prior to streaming. So, but hopefully things will be better tomorrow. We will try to start pretty early. So. But yeah, with that being said, have a good night or day wherever you live, and I will catch you later. Give me a second. Wait.